It is time for us to turn our attention to a man whose heart is full of devotion to this community, our honoree, Rick Reviglio. Rick and his phenomenal team at Western Nevada Supply have built a foundation of giving and generosity. You can see the results of their work all around our town, in our buildings, in our homes, and in our hearts. Rick continues a legacy of giving that was started in the Reno community by his father, Jack Reviglio, who many of us knew. It's a legacy that continues for generations, and that is rare. It's a rare and amazing thing. Rick has not only fanned the flames of his father's generosity, but he has set it on fire with a passion that is uniquely his own.
My dad always said, you know, when we meet our Creator, He's not going to ask us what kind of car we drove, what kind of house we lived in, or how many toys we had. He's going to ask us, what did you do to make a difference in your fellow mankind? To live a journey with a father that lived that example and a mother that lived that example. It's not about material things. The most beautiful thing that my mom did for us, she gave us our faith. She talked every day about kindness.
As a mother, you want them to turn out to be very kind, good people. It was very important for Jack and I to have children that had values, and God was a very important part of our lives. And our children grew up knowing what was right and wrong, and they aren't any better than anybody else.
It has served me, my sister, and my brother well. In 1964, Western Nevada Supply was started by two young guys that took a gamble. When they started that business, part of the mission statement was, we will give back to the community. Western Nevada Supply, it's funny because I go like, hey, we sell toilets and sewer pipe. We're a wholesale plumbing supply company. And then we've expanded into distribution of other products, so waterworks, landscape, HVAC, etc. And I tell our employees all the time, hey, we don't just sell toilets and sewer pipe. We make a difference in people's lives.
It's not just that he believes in that, he believes, and he makes the people in his circle believe that, and he makes the businesses that he does work with believe that.
At Western Nevada Supply, we are not employees. So really, we call each other teammates, but more than that, we're family. Giving definitely is most important to Rick. Many, many years ago, we used to give our customers Christmas presents. It would be anything from knife sets to appliances. And then Rick realized there's a greater need and a way that we could all give back that made a lot more sense. So now we take underprivileged kids shopping every year for Christmas. When we first started doing it, we realized these kids weren't running in there and trying to get presents for themselves. They were going in and buying for their parents. In addition to that, it's not just us employees taking them shopping, it's our customers as well.
I don't know of a better person than Rick Reviglio when it comes to motivating and inspiring people. Rick is a person who believes in what he's doing and in what it is that he is saying to people.
You know, to hear Rick talk passionately about whether it's the Boys and Girls Club or Nevada or Bishop Manogue or any of a number of nonprofits that he's out there supporting, PBS, right on down the line, that is contagious. He brings so much passion to whatever he's doing.
All four of my grandparents came from Italy to Ellis Island, to the San Francisco Bay Area with nothing except for a dream. And America provided. My grandfather started out as a landscape laborer, and one other grandfather started as a sheetrock hanger. And they both ended up having the American dream, their own businesses. I saw my grandparents come being discriminated against, Many of the immigrants had to change their names, and the lowest paying jobs. But they loved America, and they found a way, and America also gave back to them. God bless America. When my dad and uncle were 13, dad 13 and my Uncle Tom 10 years old, their father, he started a landscape business. He ended up with a nursery. And he was killed one day helping a competitor of his in the landscape business change his tire. They come home from school. Their mother says, your father was killed today. We're going to the funeral home to say goodbye to him. They went to the funeral home, they're crying, and they leave the funeral home and they're outside, and their mother says, no more crying, we have to go to work. They never got to play in high school sports or extracurricular activities. Giving back and giving kids and underserved kids, and really anybody in the community, an opportunity to have opportunities they didn't have. People joke about this, that he actually put more time into the Boys and Girls Club than he did Western Mass Supply Company, and I think he did.
I always said, this Boys and Girls Club is costing us a lot of money. And he said, it's good.
You might be giving those kids their only opportunity for food, their only opportunity for shelter, their only opportunity for mentoring, their only opportunity for a way out.
You can tell when Rick speaks that he's put thought into what he's talking about. He's put research into what he's talking about.
There's the Jack T. Reviglio Chipino Feed and Auction, which is the premier fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club.
One of the better times of my life was helping and the starting of the Chipino Feed.
That is the anchor event in the community. Would not have happened without the Reviglios.
I scrubbed so many clams. One time I came home and I told Jack, my fingers are raw. I'm not going to do this again. And every time I turned around and I'd do it again.
Very passionate about our church. I'm passionate about all the schools in Northern Nevada, whether it's parochial, non-parochial, and we help in all those arenas.
At the university, he's always been incredibly supportive of athletics and the university itself.
His enthusiasm for athletics is basically based off his enthusiasm for young people. As coaches, you get attached to your players and you recruit them, and all you want is the best for them. And in a 5-year span here, I had probably 45 guys that have interacted with Rick Reviglio. And some of the things that I've seen him do for them, it's just been amazing.
Bishop Minogue High School, I know he's been supportive of that, and the Catholic Church.
Virtually every cause that I've been involved in for the last 2.5 years, Rick has been a part of in one way or another. Rick gives to others in a lot of very quiet ways that I will never know and other people will never know. And he actually, I think, derives more enjoyment and personal satisfaction from the times when he doesn't receive the recognition.
That child, from the time he was little, I said to Jack, this child has more energy than you and I have in our lifetime. He never stepped foot that he wasn't running. It was like, put my foot down and I'm gonna run.
He truly is an energizer, buddy. He's a spark. I mean, I believe my dad is one of one when it comes to energy. I've never seen someone go and go and go like that. It's funny because he goes to sleep at probably sometimes 10, 11 o'clock at night at work, and he wakes up at 3:01 in the morning because
you got to be a nut to get up at 3. So you get up at 3:01, you get on the treadmill, and that's a treadmill of life.
I love his enthusiasm and energy in everything he does. I can't think of somebody as high energy as Rick.
He's one who tries to get as much as he can in every minute of every hour of every day of every week of every year. Adventure kind of seems to follow him, and sometimes I get sucked up into the vortex. Like, oh no. And even when I'm not with him anymore, adventure, if I'm out on my own, adventure will follow me and I think, Ricky, I'm stuck in your vortex. Humor is kind of the root of our relationship.
Kathy, wow. I'm not even sure where to start and where to end, but I remember going off to college. It's the first week of school, and I'm watching this girl soccer game. And I asked my friend, I said, who is that? And he says, that's Kathy DeVolio. And I say, Kathy DeVolio? My last name's Reviglio. When I marry her, she'll barely have to change her name.
I feel such pride in that I'm married to him, and he's such a generous, caring, wonderful human being.
And she is one of the most beautiful people, inside and out, that I've met in my journey in life. More beautiful even inside. You will never hear Kath say a negative thing about another human being. Obviously, I love her, but the bigger, I adore her. I adore my wife.
Family and quality time is such an important thing to him.
He carves out so much time for us.
He truly comes to every single game.
I mean, I'm playing club rugby. It's not the most important thing in the world, but my dad's flying out to watch us.
We go to church, we have meals together.
Since I was a kid, discipline, manners was something that he drove as hard as he could into us.
Saying please, thank you, Mr., Mrs., opening doors for people.
Whenever we were in a store, at a restaurant, he would always practice with us. And so he would act like he was somebody else, and he would say, look me in the eye, firm grip, say, nice to meet you, Mr. or Miss whatever, and how are you? It doesn't matter what anyone else says about you, as long as you're kind to others, that's what's most important.
Rick has a real wonder with the experience of life itself.
He's super interested in everybody around him.
When he walks in the room, I mean, the whole room lights up, and he doesn't fail to put a smile on anybody's face. Everybody around him, I believe, feels the love that my dad gives, treating everybody like they're his best friend.
Rick will probably have a lot of people who are saying incredible things about him. Unless you get to spend time with him, I don't know if it'll really ever completely capture his essence. I mean, he is a good person to the bone, to the DNA, yeah, to the bone marrow.
He's so authentic. There's just not very many people like that. Go back to what his dad said. What are you going to do to benefit other people that doesn't benefit you?
Leaving the world better than you found it. I mean, I think my dad is definitely on track to do that, if you ask me. Might be a little biased, but I feel like I can speak for others on that one.
I think that's what God wants us to do, is to leave the world a better place. Other people could give so much, but the one that gave a little and that was all he could give, that's the most important. And he gave from his heart. His little gift was just as big as this man that gave so much.
It just even feels better to give than receive, right?
When you give, you see the joy, you see the effect it has on other people. The generosity of the people in this community blows my mind. It seems that if anyone has any kind of problem in Northern Nevada, they call Rick. Who are we gonna call? Rick Reviglio! And he won't say no. Sometimes I think back, like I think about his dad and how impactful his dad was on his life, and I just envision him up in heaven looking down and just so proud of what Ricky does. I know I'm proud of him.
You gotta give, and give till it hurts, and then give some more, because there's your opportunity to make a difference in mankind through time, treasure, or talents.
Ladies and gentlemen, our 2024 Extraordinary Philanthropist of the Year, Rick Reviglio.
Well, please sit down. Thank you. Wow. How do you not get emotional after that video? To my boys, my mother, my incredible wife. I don't think Mike Worm's here, and President, Governor Sandoval, the bishop, who I don't think's here. And anyways, wow. PBS, my dear family and friends. How about this in life? One of my dear friends, Mark Fox, who is the basketball coach of the University of Nevada, who's now at Kentucky. He's at Kentucky in the middle of getting basketball going, and he surprises me and shows up. That's a life well lived. Mark, all the way from Kentucky. I don't want to call out a lot of people, but there's another gentleman here. Is Joe Erlach here? Is Joe Erlach? Joe Erlach. Joe Erlach started Western Nevada Supply with my father. Joe, and Joe's one of the reasons I'm standing here today. And Greg Higgins, whose father, Bill Higgins, started with my father. So the roots of this whole thing are here. Thank you for what you've meant. So, hey, it's such an honor to be standing in the shadows of some of the greats that have made our community one of the best in America. So many before me. And I tell people all the time, I hit the lotto January 14th, 1966. That's the day I was born, the son of Jack and Ro Reviglio, in this incredibly amazing community of Northern Nevada. In this, I don't stand here today if it's not for the amazing blessings that our family has received from the Western Nevada Supply Blue Team employees who execute the vision and the mission every single day. Blue Team, thanks for everything you've meant to me and our family. And then, there's so many out there today. Our customers. Our customers have been so loyal and dedicated to us and our cause. Truly, this should be for all of you, the Blue Team employees, and for all of our customers. I hope you feel the love and appreciation because our family has no success. We're not here, and I'm not here without you. So, the quick story, and we talked a little bit about a video. The story is this, that my grandparents came to America with a suitcase and a dream, and America provided. And my mom and dad, they saw that the abundance of opportunities that America gave them, and they said, if we ever have any blessings, if we have any successes, we have an obligation to give back. So when my father and Bill Higgins and Joe Erlach started our family business 60 years ago in 1964, they started it with a mission that we will give back. And I had the fortune of growing up around that if you have any blessings, you got a right to give some of those blessings back. And it's ingrained in our mission statement. It's, hey, leave it better than you found it. Leave it better than you found it. We all know the saying, right? But how many of us wake up every day and leave it better than we found it? And I know I'm here today because my mother and father and Joe and Bill, they left it better for me than they found it. And I sure hope I have the opportunity to leave it better for that next generation. So I just want to say that no one does it alone. And our family is no different. We haven't done it alone. There's so many outside influences, so many dynamics. So that's why we feel so compelled to give back, because there's been so many people, and many in this room, that have blessed our family. And that's why we continue to say thank you and give back. And yes, we say it, give till it hurts and give some more. You know, this community just lost a great Tommy Dolan. God bless you, Tommy. Let's hear it for Tommy. Truly, Tommy lived by give till it hurts and give some more. And I have so many friends out there, and I know that you guys give till it hurts and you give some more. And that's what makes our community so incredibly special and one of the greatest places in America to live. So to PBS, to everyone here, from the bottom of my heart, you all deserve a piece of this. I'm so grateful. And I started the video off with this, but you can't say this enough because it's so profound. And I hope everybody leaves and thinks about this. But one of the reasons, once again, why our family's had success, and I'm standing here is because of, I want to close with where the video started, and that's my father, who said, it's deep. You know, when we meet our Creator, He's not going to ask us what kind of house we lived in, what kind of car we drove, or how many toys we had. He's going to ask us, what did you do to make a difference in your fellow mankind? What did you do to make a difference in your fellow mankind? Thank you all for making a difference in your fellow mankind and in my life. God bless you.
So Rick and his family gave till it hurt when PBS Reno's building was built back in 1995, and we moved in 1996. So thank you very much. Now, in addition to this being our Spotlight Award Day, we have a special proclamation here from the city of Reno. The city officials were not able to be here to present this today, but on their behalf, you should all know that this is Rick Reviglio Day. There you go. Congratulations. Thank you so much.